The temples whisper through the storm, a truth I've always known, a light awakening inside, calling me home. I am the new human, I am the new earth, awakening the wisdom that has lived within since birth. Across the Nile I'm rising, beyond the fear and pain, activating golden timelines, calling my soul again.
Hey, welcome to this recording of the White Elf podcast. I'm Mel Craven, and I'm here today with the most amazing, incredible guest, Ariel Tang, who is joining from Dubai. And I have been so excited waiting for this conversation. My crown is already tingling as we feel into this space. And I think it will be a beautiful co-creation, this conversation. Oh, I'm so excited. So just a little bit about the amazing Ariel. You are an amazing higher realm channel. So I've been following your light language transmissions. I think that's what first attracted me to you. And you're a mentor, and I think you call yourself a frequency mentor. So helping others tap into their frequency vibration. I know you conduct amazing trips and sacred travel to different amazing high vibration places on the Earth's grid. And we have in common Egypt recently, so I can't wait to talk to you about that. And yes, let's just dive in, because I'd love you to introduce yourself. I know that you have a background that is quite broad, a bit similar to me with yoga and Reiki, and yeah, let's get into that. So tell me how you kind of arrived in Dubai. Where were you before Dubai?
Thank you, Mel. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure and honor and excitement to be on this podcast. I am really, really happy when you invited me. I was like, of course, like, yes, it's a heaven, yes. Oh, where to begin? I think my life actually started to make sense when I was in 40. When I was in Bali. That was 2020. So I was in Bali, and I had that was during the lockdown. I lived there during the lockdown, and there I had my galactic activation, what I call galactic vision. So my Syrian family flew one of the channeling session facilitated by my landlord. Surprisingly, she was a channel, and then my Syrian star family flew, and then they remind me why I'm here on Earth, what I did on Sirius, and then why I'm here, and then what are the next steps. So they gave me breadcrumbs. And then start to research Sirius, breadcrumbs, right? We are all given breadcrumbs, from left, right, and center. But do we follow them? It's always a choice, right? It's at the right timing. So I was like, oh my God. Back then I was already a yoga teacher trainer, and I was a Reiki master. So for me, the spiritual realm it's something that I was already very comfortable in. But it was like, I didn't expect an alien flew.
Who would expect that? Yes.
Yeah, right. I have seen, I have chat with Jesus during my meditation. We hang out, but I didn't expect being a star race, alien. And but of course, they planted a seed, and I started to research Sirius, and of course, Egypt flew. Yes. Because Sirius was so, about creating the whole. All these different civilizations, they have seeded this planet and humanity. So then I was like, of course, since I was a kid, I was fascinated by Egypt and Earth mystery, Stonehenges. I was just the Indiana Jones things, in sci-fi. For me, since I was a kid, I was fascinated. But of course, I got into the Matrix, which is normal. My soul chose to was born in a very traditional family in Hong Kong. So I work in finance. Actually, my first job out of university as an economics and finance graduate was to work in as a broker in bank. So I work at the trading floor, like in
I
Hong
love
Kong.
how different that is to what you're
Yeah,
doing. Yeah.
exactly. And back then, the money was great and I had got experience but I didn't know what I was doing. That was when I was in my 20s. And so, but that, we chose our incarnation very precisely before we incarnate, right? So, but back then I didn't know. So I had to went through my whole journey. I didn't like finance and then I tried a lot of things. So I have lived many lives in this lifetime. But all of this are for me to sort of activate and sample different aspects of our human experience. And then so my life started to make sense when when after that galactic activation, the visiting from my star family, and then I just follow like different teachers, mentors, and it was a collective big mass awakening. So here I am right now,
Wow.
following breadcrumbs.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so true, the breadcrumbs. We just want, like, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I'm like, can I just have the whole loaf of bread? Because the breadcrumbs together is difficult sometimes. And sometimes it's like, will I just keep like channeling, talking to dolphins and connecting to the Syrian light beings and just hope it all works out? So I know that you you are on this journey as well. So it's beautiful to speak to someone on the journey, and you're really managing to weave a beautiful life. And you said you're gathering the tribe at the moment. Yeah. So how did it go from the Syrian light beings coming to you and then knowing what the next step was? Like, what is the next step?
Well, the next trip was really breadcrumbs. Like
Yeah.
they remind me one of my lifetime in series. I was a scribe on series, so I would just connect. Like it's a very alone life in the sense that I would just be connecting with crystals and stones and water and trees, and I just receive knowledge from them, and then I write it down for posterity. So that was the
Right.
lifetime that they remind me about. And then I got bored. That's why I volunteered to come to Earth. That's what they said. I wanted to come to Earth, but then I have been on Earth like for countless cycles already, and now it's I think that's why it's like that explains why I love like sometimes I feel it's easier to connect with crystal and stones, like in sacred site because like there's so many stones, right? I just love it's easier to connect with them than humans sometimes. Because they store all the knowledge and they have no agenda and they have no filters. Like it just tap in, right?
No
Um,
ego.
so what was the question again? Oh, how did I get at the tribe?
Yeah, well, how did you
Yeah,
go from, yeah,
yeah,
from the breadcrumb of connecting with your Syrian star being family and
yeah,
then knowing what the next step was?
yeah.
Gather the
Well,
tribe.
so the breadcrumbs was that they said, okay, now start to download symbols and start to write down, start to connect, like pick a crystal, pick a stone, start to connect with them, and then write down things like probably symbols and geometry. And I was like, oh my God, great, I like that. So I try, but yes, I could see things in my vision, but I couldn't draw. I couldn't draw. I don't have the artistic codes. It's like, but then I saw one of my previous mentor, in one of the it's actually like a 5D business kind of thing that she does, and then so that was before she became a mentor. Like it was, she was invited to be a guest speaker or something, and then I saw her drawing things like moving her hands and fingers in the air, and then
Yeah.
I was like. I know what she was doing. I know, like, because she is drawing light codes in the air and shifting the quantum field, like changing the quantum fabric. It's like now I understand. I'm not too like. I mean, I couldn't draw. I wish like I'm amazed that people have the artistic ability to draw all these like beautiful, like light languages and codes and geometries. But I move it in the quantum. So that's how. And then I start doing it more. And I think a big thing that I think we collectively can benefit from being reminded of is trust.
Trust.
It's just trust. Because we are so, like, we are a bit ahead of the curve, right? We are here to support with the pioneers who support the collective awakening that is going to be the mass, but we are the guardians, the wisdom keepers, that already on our own remembrance journey, and we
Yeah.
walk it, and then, like, but so it's almost like there's no template around that we can really follow. Yeah, we have mentors and we have people that are ahead, like a few steps ahead of us, so that can be showing us the path. But everyone is sort of like, we just have, we can look at only like maybe 5 feet in front, and we just like follow that 5 feet, follow that 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Exactly.
it's a lot of trusting. I was like, am I crazy believing in that? Like,
Yes.
but it was like to a point that, and when you start doing it more and more, and just okay, yeah, baby step, baby step, baby step, and then it's sort of like, yep, I'm still here, I'm still functioning. Things are, yep, I'm a bit. I don't consider myself weird. Weird sometimes is a very cute word, but I do live a very different life than the collective, like we all do, right? Most of us
Yeah.
in our collective field, we in our field are doing, and it's sometimes it's a bit like it's interesting, but and it's like we just have to keep doing our thing. And but glad like with the technology right now, say for us, like we're connecting from Dubai and Tasmania. Like it's just like, yep, it helps us to connect and weave the grid, anchoring the whole golden grid or crystalline grid, well, aspects of the planet. Yeah, so what I want to say is really about like trusting.
Trust with a
Trust.
capital T. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's come up so much for me recently in
Yeah.
all my conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like you said, we're pioneers, and I've left my full-time counseling job, um, and now I'm starting to lead retreats. So sometimes I'll get a download for a retreat, and it will feel like this is amazing, this is what I'm going to do, and then I'll just sit in the void going, okay, now I just need to wait and trust that the people that are meant to come will hear the calling. And that's challenging in this type of business because, if you work in the matrix, often you've got a whole waiting list of people coming to you, whereas here it's more like trusting that the frequency and the codes will awaken those and call them in. Yeah, so it's different. Do you find it's like that for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like trusting that we are beyond the algorithm. It's
Yeah.
also I just have to believe that like I am not really actively lately in posting things. I'm always very active in Instagram story, because it's like it's easy and I like to share with my friends and what am I up to. But
Yeah.
like I'm not like really about like promoting anything. It's more about like me living my life. But
Yeah.
because what I do is actually embodiment. It's not about teaching, especially right now with with internet and AI. If you want information, you can get it at your fingertips, like YouTube, like for free. Like
Yeah.
actually, it's funny that like the more like that we are connected in those like with those technology, the less valuable information is, well, from my point of view.
True. Yeah, no, I
Like there's
agree.
so much more like what like so it's really about like the embodiment and the discernment, like frequency, like how we can tell, something is like something, because right now they're so like AI can make things so real, but the frequency they cannot fake. They can fake the visuals, but they cannot fake the frequency. But for us to, that's why it's almost like we are, the plus side of all these like technological advances is to invite us into even deeper into our own discernment. Yeah, and I have to go through the whole journey, like we all do, because ultimately it's embodiment. We teach through embodiment. We are here to embody the golden age. Golden age is already here. New, like the new earth is, they have always been here, but the key is our resonance. Like, are we in the vibrational match to step into that reality that is already there?
I like what you just said. The key is our resonance. Yes.
Yeah.
The key has been coming up so much for me, and the golden age, the new earth, the golden timelines. And I keep getting the message, you are the key. So yeah, that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
embodying it and living it and radiating it out from our own being, we're the key. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So for me, like right now is it's just even though like I mean technically like I like the 3D way is like I should be posting about my offerings. I should be even coming up with offerings like when we talk about what am I going like I mean is there anything that I'm promoting or sharing? I really don't like I mean this in my field there's always like the services that I want to provide such as like the Egypt pilgrimages that and other pilgrimages because first I love going to those places and I just like I love bringing people to experience this
Yes.
with me, right? So it's not really like a job per se. But for me right now, I am actually focusing on really grounding myself in Dubai to set up a light base here that facilitate as a frequency hub for the new Earth.
That
So that's
is so
actually
needed, isn't it? Because,
yeah,
I know we operate in different dimensions. And I've talked to you about this before, about how it is in Dubai with everything going on in the 3D. It
yeah.
feels like it is so needed right now to anchor more light. Yeah, can
Yeah.
you tell me a bit about that, what it's like in Dubai and how you're going to anchor in this light? And have you got
Mm.
support? Have you got other light
I
workers
think
there with you?
Yeah, I mean, first, I think I didn't answer your question why I actually came to Dubai was I so of course like I have a lot of friends that I go to like different like connections support with. So one of my good friends, she's a trans channel, and so like through her trans channel, I connected with my Syrian like different councils of light that is part of my soul team because I
Mm.
was also going through my own activations of my trans channeling. So eventually of course we're not to rely on each other, but we are there to support and inspire each other. So she like flew working with her like that also helped activate my trans channel ability. And so like that was like 2 3 years like 2 years ago. I went into a session with her is about okay, I want to like know where I actually create a business. Previously, I operate out of my Hong Kong business because I chose to be here in the 3D. So there is like some kind of 3D structure to anchor my codes and my blueprint here in a sense because we are not supposed to hide in the mountains or like I was in Bali, it was a bubble, but I know that like my codex is there to be a rim bridger to actually I thrive in working in the city. I have the codes. I have the codes because of all my like matrix, working in finance, and I was born in a. I lived in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is one of the most matrix place you can imagine. So like my soul chose all those codes, like so that like yeah, I'm actually like I'm good with talking both rims. So I have gone through both the ultra spiritual woo woo and the like corporate and finance, and now I'm like that to bridge them. And in Dubai, I was guided to come to Dubai by Councils of Light. They actually gave me a couple of options. So Dubai is one of them, and then there was another. And then they said, okay, they helped me to analyze the terrain, like the different like quantum architecture, and then I just choose which excites me. They
Yeah.
just asked me, well, what excites you? And I was like,
Follow your
okay,
bliss.
yeah, I'm excited about Dubai, because but I didn't know anything about Dubai before. But I asked about, but what I felt is that there's like a shift of timelines here for sure, especially with the conflict situation. Because Dubai is going to be an important frequency hub. This whole region, the Middle East, it's gonna
Yeah.
and as we know, like Iran is a stargate and is a stargate of Mesopotamia. So a lot of actions in Greenland are also stargate. So right now, and I work a lot with stargate technologies. So I was always guided to be, operating in, stargate kind of environment. And yeah, so there is, regardless of what 3D is saying, that there are especially what are my timeline, because there are infinite amount of timelines. People choose their own timelines, but I just
Yeah.
know that I am choosing the timelines that like I am embodying golden age and I am living in golden age. Like if you don't want to, if you have other agenda that you're following, that's great. It's your choice. But I am just like going to the golden future. This is my timeline.
Me too.
And
I'm there with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more about like we just consciously choose our timeline because infinite amount of timelines, even in terms of golden age, infinite amount of timelines are there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like follow your bliss, right? Like what
Yeah.
resonates with you? There's
That's so
so
interesting.
many, yeah, so
We're
many
speaking
versions
the
of Earth.
same language. I just recently, talking about AI, I've been playing around with creating songs with Suno.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the titles was The Golden Timelines. And I was like, why am I saying plural? But that's because I feel the same. There's so many timelines. Oh, she disappeared. Hello. Oh, there you are. I said golden timeline and you just flipped to a different one.
Absolutely. It's plural. Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's plural.
disappeared off the
Exactly.
screen.
I was
I'm
just
like,
like,
she's gone to another timeline.
and I'm
It's
back.
like,
It's because
uh,
this is what we do. We're shifting timelines all the time anyway.
can you tell the viewers a bit more and me because I know you mentioned that Iran has a stargate and I've heard that and I've delved a little bit into that, but can you said it was to Mesopotamia? Hmm.
Yeah, so Iran, Iraq, you can think about the whole, like this area, this region, because they're very close together, and Dubai is just a bit down the south. It's a stargate of Mesopotamia. So Mesopotamian, some of us actually, I actually facilitate quite a powerful recalibration, timelines recalibration in February here. That's why I was guided to be back just for a month in Dubai to facilitate a pretty powerful event that we actually connect with Mesopotamian timelines because they were how the Earth function, like the kind of system that we have right now, like in terms of what we call matrix, government structure, hierarchy, and all that. It was actually originated from the Mesopotamian timelines. So, because Mesopotamian timeline were it was the conscious level was different from Lemurian and Atlantis. So, because with a different level of consciousness to the Earth, like because we have fallen, right? In terms of frequency, nothing bad or good. It's just that as a way to look at the frequency level. So we have more disconnected from source, and in order to still maintain the order like of Earth, because ultimately we will come back. It's all cycles, right? But that was Mesopotamia was like the starting of the fall of humanity consciousness, and before we can return again. So there have to be certain structure and system in place to maintain the stability. So a lot of the structure were needed, and they are the structures that we are implementing now. Like the first, what we call like the mantle overlay, were from Mesopotamian timelines.
Right.
So, yeah, but right now but what I was guided to do in February in Dubai was exactly on the 20th of February. I don't know if you remember that date. That is the Saturn conjunct with Neptune at 0 degree hours. So that is a very very significant time. It's a portal because we haven't had that for thousands of years. Like some people say 4,000, some people say 9,000. It doesn't really matter because they're just like linear code. Anyway, so but that was what I fell into it. That was like a portal to connect with the Mesopotamian timelines to restore, because there are also in Mesopotamia, like people that like want to do more artificial things, more system and structure, but there are also people that want to ascend. So for example, the Anunnaki, right? They are different groups of Anunnaki. Sometimes we associate Anunnaki with the bad ones, with the unpleasant ones. But like all races, like all star races, they are groups that want to ascend. So there are indeed groups that want to ascend. So, but we, but right now the timeline that we were having been like inherited was connected with the fallen matrix. But so that's why what I did was like connecting through the portal to connect with the ascended Anunnakis or Sumerian timelines, that those people that choose ascension, because we can affect the past, as we know, right? We can affect the past because past, present, future, they are like when we are tapping into the expanded, like beyond the third dimension, is all happening at the same time. We can affect the future and affect the past. So that was the alchemy that we did through a cosmic blue lotus ceremony, where I also trans channel the 12th dimension gold Lyrans, part of my big family. Yeah, so it was a, oh my God, after that we were like, it's like, where do we go from there now? But yeah,
Huge.
that was, yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
It's incredible. You're blowing my mind. Like I know about all these. There's like all the little breadcrumbs I've been following, but you're connecting quite a few at the moment.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance to connect. Because I know that I'm a bit like everywhere scattered, like here, there, but like, even in my own channel, like that's why I love like connecting with beautiful souls like you, because you guys know how to weave. Because you know how to use such a golden weaver. Like, oh my God, now you make everything make sense for me as well.
Yeah. I just love how you're like, okay, so I just held like this blue lotus ceremony and we went into the Stargate and reconnected an old timeline with the ascended Anunnaki, and incredible. And I kind of, yeah, like I can relate to a little bit of that shifting timelines just from recent trip to Egypt, and just feeling how when we went to places, like I did a trip there recently and we had like 5 Reiki masters all came together from TikTok. Talk about just skip the whole algorithm. We all
Exactly,
met.
really beyond that.
We just put a reel out and 4 Reiki masters on TikTok just went, yep, I'm coming. I was like, wow, okay. But we found ourselves just going into like some of the temples and some of the Holy of Holies, like I'm thinking of in Karnak, and just all standing around the Holy of Holies like sacred rock and just anchoring. We felt like we were anchoring in peace in a different timeline. And if you'd asked me if I was going to be doing things like that 5 years ago, I would have been like, what are you talking about? But it felt like we were meant to do that. So a lot of it's very intuitive, isn't it? Yeah. Like you get downloads, you get messages, and then there's a lot of trust in intuition. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. It's I feel like I don't know, like let me know if you had this how you feel. If like the more we follow that, and because right now times are like just shifting so fast that it's almost like there's no need to really plan anything.
I love that. Yeah.
Like ultimately it's like, but obviously the most important thing is follow the frequency. It's being in that like zero point of creation as much as possible, that it's okay right now what is needed.
And
Right
it
now, what is
changes.
needed? No, right now, what do I need to do? Like, I have my plan, but okay, but is it still in alignment now? Like, I will have like, oh, you know what I thought I would be doing, just 2 weeks ago, I thought that I would be doing this, and then like, but no, the energy is not moving there. It's this, it's the energy is pulling me somewhere else. Like, and we were not taught to follow those impulses, right? We were always like, but the more we sort of be our stubborn self, like, because for me, like, glad that I'm very stubborn.
Yeah.
I'm a very stubborn Capricorn. It's like, if
Amen.
I think this is like this is what I need to do, I just do it, even though I don't care if people think I'm weird. I don't care if people think that I am, like, I'm not be like, I'm beyond about like caring what people think.
Yeah, I love that
So
about you.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's like yeah, because I like my tribe is like I mean
Mm.
I cannot like logically thinking I cannot be the only crazy one if I have so many friends around the world that I connected on Instagram and like
Yes.
and different friends like I cannot be the only one
Like
because
it's what
sometimes
a thing
yeah
that, yeah. Well, as
because
soon as you
oh
think you're feeling crazy, you just reconnect with the huge tribe that is gathering and increasing, and you're like, it may like either we're all having this like delusion together, or we're tapping into something real.
exactly yeah absolutely and I think like the more we actually go like out of the way like to actually like I think like I love like what we collectively doing is to going to sacred sites because that is the acceleration of our ascension path
Mm,
because with the because we it's one thing that we sit in our in front of the computer like learning from different mentors and teachers but when you go to sacred site it's like beyond the mind it's like because first you're taken out of your normal everyday life that's already huge for a lot of people so I'm a big fan of doing physical in-person retreats like anything that takes us out of the ordinary structure and routine because you break down your rhythm then there is like a chance for your real self to like knock on your door and you listen there's a chance that you listen more like you're more available to
yeah.
answer and then when we go to a sacred site because there are so many quantum technologies that are in the sacred site that like, it's almost like your human technology just plug in and then like a lot of them are cosmic computers and you just download upload however you call it and yeah it's like tons of information like that's just upload and it's also transformational and I love what you like taking people to like working with the dolphins and like with the ocean because the ocean and the dolphins they hold so many codes they're the elders I love dolphins and whales they are the elders and help the sound wave help to greet the earth they help to maintain the harmony and they still hold the remembrance of the creation of Earth. Yeah, of this planet. Multiple
Yeah.
cycles. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more
Yeah.
about the dolphins because I've only recently started connecting with the dolphins, even though I realized I was carrying around a dolphin as a child, as a toy. I just had that memory. Oh, I was
Mm.
connected since I was like 7, always loved them. But only recently have I realized the connection, the galactic connection, and how they're part of our ascension. And so I'm planning a retreat to go to Sataya Reef to swim with them. Yeah, so tell me about your connection to the dolphins.
My
Mm.
connection with dolphins. I mean,
Yeah,
who doesn't love dolphins, right? They are just so
it's so
beautiful and
joyful.
amazing. Yeah, I guess since I was a kid already like have like this a special like special affinity, right? Like with dolphins because they are just so they just there's something special about them.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember when did I felt like probably like reading some book about like the new earth also like they talk about dolphins and whales they are high dimensional beings like
Mm.
from like between like 5 to 7 for example and it just makes sense it
Mm.
just makes sense for me we how like human can be so egotistic about like we are the like the top of the the, the the whatever chain and because we are limited in our way of thinking and we dismiss a lot of the like the animal kingdom I think more and more our connections with animal and the wisdom that they hold will become more and more activated and in a massive way for more people like we start to communicate more because it's because we're all one like we are when we expand our consciousness into more and more unity consciousness this is just the way that we will it's remembering that's why things can be so fast like we are very different um, frequency of the earth is very different from like say like 10 years ago 200 years ago it's very different so a lot of the things that we might knew of from previous like say scripture and books like even the understanding about the stars like might not be relevant for now because those a lot of time those were written with when the humanity consciousness is at a different level so right now things like moving faster and I always encourage like the viewer to like trust trust, even if there's no books, no YouTube, no podcast talk about that, but it feels really aligned with you and it's empowering.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, even like we can channel things from everywhere, but what we channel depending on our frequency. But our soul and our higher self and councils of light, they always share messages that is empowering, that help you to remember more powerful, like, yeah, you're the high priestess of Atlantis. Why not? Like, it's a lot of time it's the ego that is trapping us to think small.
Yes.
They're all trapping us like, hey, who do you think you are? You're the high priestess of Atlantis, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I mean,
So
yeah.
egotistical, and you're an imposter. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but like it's very cute. The ego serve a function for us to have this like separation to help us to operate in the third, fourth dimension. We do need that separation about like if I go run into a car, the car and I will not merge, for example. There's like physical.
Thank you, ego, for helping keeping us alive in this body.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so great. But ego is also ascending because also ego can be trained. Ego can also ascend. Like it's just is ego is guided by the higher self, by the heart. And so I'm going a bit sideways there.
I
Um,
like it.
yeah, but when we're in the sacred site and we working with like dolphins and yeah, and the elders of the oceans. I think it's remembering and we trusting that like yeah, of course they are they are high dimensional beings and they swim multidimensionally. So we might see them in the third, fourth dimension, but at the same time they are swimming across the cosmic ocean. They
Yes.
are, yeah. So I think I will share here one of the I think you have read it already on my Instagram that one of the telepathy that I had with the dolphins. I was in a Bermuda. I was in a Bermuda. I was in a cruise. We're stopping at Bermuda, just like a solo trip. That I work very deeply with the Atlantic Ocean because it's a 14 days cruise along across the Atlantic. So that got me into working with like with part of the Atlantis that is not physically I would be going right normal in the normal circumstances. And we make a stop in Bermuda. There was I did a lot of great work with healing the timelines of war because there were a lot of wars in those areas, like the world wars especially. And Bermuda Triangle is I wasn't in the triangle, but it's that area, so I could still
Yeah,
feel
everyone
the
knows
water.
the triangle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a portal, right? It's a portal
Makes
that's connecting
sense. Yeah.
different timelines. And
Is that why people
also
have disappeared in the triangle because of it being a portal?
exactly, because a portal with multiple timelines.
Yes.
And then it just happened there is a dolphin sanctuary in the museum. Like I just didn't know what I would find. I just like go. Usually I don't think much. I just just go wherever I need to be. Usually, and I will be there. And then I saw the dolphins. Well, they were happily jumping and swimming in the pool. But then I thought, like, but they were also in a container, right? They are not like swimming directly to the ocean, and I just felt bad, and I said, I'm sorry, we human are doing this to you, trapping you and all that. Like, I'm projecting my human
Yes.
consciousness onto them, and then I was surprised that they talked back to me. Because I don't usually telepathy with dolphins, like with animals, like so it was what they told me was that hey, don't be silly. They were like, don't be silly. We are swimming multidimensionally. Nothing can really trap us because we are true embodiment of freedom and joy. That is like, yes, that's also get us into thinking about as human reflecting what sovereignty and freedom really is. Because a lot of I know that there is a lot of things happening in the. It doesn't mean that I approve a lot of the things that the society are experiencing. I don't approve them. There are dark forces controlling the inverted matrix. Yeah, there are those. But I always were reminded to that those were the past. Those are one template. Those are one template that collectively humanity chose to evolve through. But right now there are other templates available. there are the timelines available. So just focus your energy where you put your energy. Yeah, so I was always reminded, even though the dream last night that I received was reminding myself that like there's nothing to be afraid of the dark when you remember you're the God.
Mm.
So for me, like this is informing all the thing that I do, whatever offerings that might come up. Like it's about helping us to return to our God self, to remember, because like it's child's place. When you remember you are God, then it's like, ah, yeah, the Matrix is doing this, the Matrix is doing that. It's like, yeah, okay, but I'm God. So
I can so relate to that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
was That's how we were feeling when we were playing and, catching planes to Egypt. And everyone was like, but there's a war going on and it's dangerous. And I was being told you'll get kidnapped. And I was just like,
wow,
nah,
yeah,
nah,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
going. I felt
exactly,
like we are just in our inner child having fun. We're meant to go. And
exactly, yeah,
it felt
yeah.
great. I didn't even
Exactly.
feel the fear because I'd chosen a different template to to operate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
We could be in one physical location, but ultimately experiencing completely different reality depending on our intention and our frequency. Right. Yeah, I think we were at the Egypt similar time. I was a bit before you, right? Right, actually the conflict broke out. Um,
Yes.
yeah. But then I was like, nothing is stopping me to go to Egypt. As long as I can get my flight, I will be going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
also
yes,
yeah.
Arian's going, I'm going too.
Yeah, we are all going. And it was like we are like having the best time there.
And it was brilliant. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the most activated because this is my third time. This time it was even more powerful. Like, oh, so many activations. Like,
Mm.
I love how you said that it's like going to a cosmic computer and you
Yeah.
receive downloads. Like we were just being taken from one point to another and being told, put your forehead here, your hands here, and then just literally
Yep.
getting downloads.
Yep. Exactly.
Like it was a giant computer. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same thing that while I was like come to Dubai. Actually, I was excited because when I heard of like this is me operating from a different like from the majority of the human because well first I don't watch news, and I think like we when we look at things from whatever like the 3D news or media said about one thing, when we tap into the higher dimension, there's always a spiritual like understanding, a bigger, wider, more loving way of looking at it. And I was actually excited because people were saying like, "Do you want to go move back to a war zone?" I was like, "I mean, seriously, come on. Can you even call this like? I mean, Dubai, okay? Can you even call this a war? How many people die?
Yeah.
One people die that I have heard of. Like that is from an accident from a fallen fabric. So like, God bless that soul for like taking that path, but." It was like, oh my God, don't be silly, guys. And I also
Yeah.
know that, like, I know that my frequency field have a stabilizing, because we are all coded differently. And I know that when we awaken and we embody and remember more of our soul codex, I know my soul codex are coded with stargates, stabilizing effects. So even though I could be going somewhere that is like completely chaos, but I will stabilize it. So,
Mm.
so that's and it's just nothing egotistic about it. It's simply I'm a function. We
Yes.
all have certain functions in our codes. It's all codes, and
Yes.
that's what I do. Whatever offering that I do is about helping people to understand their own codes, so
Mm.
that they know exactly what are in their toolbox and what are the challenges and the gifts, and then so they can live their life in with more excitement and confident. Excited
Yeah.
to, yeah. So I was actually excited to be in Dubai. It's like, oh great, everything is cheaper now, amazing.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah.
You're really embodying your codes and you know where you're meant to be. Yeah, similar. We felt we were needed at that time, the six of us that went to be in Egypt to stabilize and bring peace. We really felt that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm, okay.
Mm.
And I know you connect with people online. Tell me a bit about, because I'm interested in light language as well.
Hmm.
Do you help people activate their light language?
Yes,
Mm,
yes, I
yeah.
do.
You
Yeah,
want to talk
it's
a
one
bit
of
about
the.
that?
Oh,
Love
yes,
light
of course. It's so funny. Like I didn't know I have this gift before. I thought like,
language.
oh, everyone, just it's just natural and normal because like the way of using our voice, and but I have to also go through my own because like ultimately when I help activate people like language is not just like is about activating opening our expression. Our work we work a lot on the flow chakra and the womb chakra because there's a lot of actually it's because everyone has light language. It's more about what is blocking us from not doing it.
Exactly.
So yeah, so there's a big part of when people come to me, whether it's a group program or sometimes I could activate people just by speaking with them, like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like, but is the activation is actually the simple part, but it's the removing of our blockages that was the thing that we like the pre-work we can say like that we have to go through to remove our distrust of ourselves, of our own power, of our own soul gift, our own connection, and I also help people opening their channeling because ultimately you don't learn as we know we don't learn like language. We channel from our soul.
Mm.
So the purer and clearer our channel is, then then it's easier for us to channel our own like language, and there are many different forms. So I do. Um, excuse me, in-person group and also in-person private, which I think like because I love doing in-person work because it's much more powerful when you're in person. It's like the physical field, the electromagnetic field, just directly transmit information. And I also do online private mentorship as that as well to yeah there's many pieces to it like because we have to open the channel, we clear our blockages, and also there is different forms of light language that I introduce people to. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's fun. I love that.
Ah, yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like yeah, how like I'm curious like cause I know like you have beautiful, amazing like language, and how are you like share with our audience, right? How do you feel when you use your light language?
Ah, it's so blissful, really. I use it a lot whenever I need guidance. I'll
Mm.
just tap into that light language and channel usually a message for myself, but then
Mm.
I find it's for the collective as well. Yeah, so sometimes it's really playful and joyful, but sometimes it's a bit like a telling off, I've noticed. Like, you need to really focus. Like lately, I've been channeling the dragon codes, and sometimes it's kind of like, it's time to awaken. Like, don't just sit there. Like, go, get to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the
And I think,
dragons.
yeah,
They
and
are
I think
like, yeah.
yes, when I very first started channeling light language, I remember it's just like my ego left. I think now I filter it more than I used to in the beginning. But I remember just going to groups and just like going around the whole group and giving people lectures in Latin. Like some I would go to and it would all be like, love. And then I'd get to some people and I'd be just like, "Urgh," like felt like I was shaking them. Yeah, so
Mm.
that can feel authoritative, but mostly it feels playful, blissful, joyful. And when the dolphins come in, it's like I'm floating and
Yeah.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just. Mm.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
want to
Because
do some light language? I feel like there's some light language
yes.
between us, I
Yes. Yeah.
really.
Let's do a co-creation. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to tell the viewers before
Yeah.
I came on this call, I pulled some beautiful priestess
Yes.
oracle cards, and I called the High Council of Light. And it's all about, and which Ariel works with, it's all about collaborating and divine leadership and an ascended masters. So maybe there's something that wants to come through in this collaboration. Yeah. So if you're watching, just receive. Really, you don't need to understand it. The thing with light language is it's more energy transmission, and your soul might remember and feel some type of remembrance, or you might just sit there feeling some sensation in your body, or you might be just like, wow, that's something new, but I like it.
Yay, absolutely. And just
Yeah,
to test the sound, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good. Okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, mm, you can begin, and then we'll see. Mm, mm,
Welcoming councils of light.
mm.
Ui, kraine subtura nai shete moturai. Beautiful Ascended Masters. Nera tutunai kiarak suturne shte krai muturnai kiarak sutura.
Mushoto horana kaya na haya musoto kuishina kahaya muto horana kashana muto kuishita kahaya nakashututura manahaya mur shakahina kahaya ushina mura nakaya na musoto kuya nakamura shatahaya nakutora na musoto kuya naka.
Ah, beautiful. Nai sirat unanai kiara. Nai suturura. Nai shitira. Nururai shtikia nai simaya nai siara tuturu nai simatu unu nai kiara satu tu unai shikrai niera tututu. Wow, I'm feeling this like beautiful, powerful owl.
Oh,
Oh, the
yeah.
wisdom keeper of the owl rim. I mean, it's actually the first time that I actually feel them in the field that when I channel like language. Ah, thank you. Iyan ang nagtulor kiara sambuyata. Whew. Wow. Nayara. So fun.
Shotora nakahaya motokoyana kashanamura. Shatahaya. Shatako.
Ah,
Aya nakata.
Nayara Nayaki. Naishura. Beautiful. Connecting with the golden grids weaving the golden grid lines between Tasmania and Dubai. Kira suturanai shikrai ni moturunai sakinai tu urumayanai. Sia tu urunai sikrai ni turumayani saratu unaya.
Yeah. Just strengthening that beautiful grid between these two places. Ujumotokora naka aida ka amutora naka shutukura. Ishatahaya mora nakayata ayotokumu shutukuya nakata a. Strengthening that beautiful golden connection. Shotokora nakamaya toku shotokora makana mutoku tokuya nakapaya.
Together, through this beautiful transmission, we are helping, supporting, removing the collective amnesia, to allowing souls that are ready to remember more of who they truly are, to step up and to know that it is safe. It is safe to remember. There are so many beautiful support around and guidance around. It is safe and joyful and fun and exciting to remember more of who we truly are. Ay, ada Kiara Kuniro Sutaya. Nira Tuturai Kiara.
Yeah, come join the party.
Yay! Ooh, I'm feeling like a rainbow shower. Like a rainbow diamond light showering. That's so fun.
Thank you. I'm sure
Welcome.
we could do this for a long time.
I know. Yeah.
But that, if people want to connect more with Ariel and play in her beautiful energy and receive her wisdom and mentorship, there's just, you have so much to offer people, and all this connection to the galactic brothers and sisters. It's really coming down right now, and people will know if they're meant to connect with you, they'll know. So how can they contact you? What's the best way?
And if you are on Instagram, then you can just follow Ariel Tang _ global. And I also have YouTube channel, which I will be more active. Ariel Tang Global as well. And so mostly I use Instagram and YouTube. Yeah, so and my website is www.arieltang.com. Nice and simple. So yeah, say hi, connect. I love making friends. Ultimately, we are all here co-creating golden age together and have fun.
Yes, we are. And I'll put all those links for people.
Thank you so much. It's my honor and pleasure and excitement to be here and co-creating with you. So beautiful. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work, your divine work.
Yes, gratitude to you, beautiful sister. And I will connect with you again, I'm sure. In person one day, give you a big hug.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Yes, and I will be putting this White Hour podcast onto Spotify and YouTube as well. So if you're watching the replay, send us a message. I'll be checking it, and we'll connect with you and answer any questions. Yeah, and keep spreading your light, your truth, your authentic voice. It's important. You are so needed right now. Thank you for being you.
I am the new human.
Thank you.
I am the new earth, awakening the wisdom that has lived within since birth. Across the Nile I'm rising, beyond the fear and pain, activating golden timelines, calling my soul again. The golden timelines. The golden timelines. Through the gateways of the Yak, through the codes the ancients left, every step becomes a prayer, every breath a sacred yes. Mud reminds me of my truth. The high priestess lights the way. The gold frequency is singing. There's a new world born today. The Merkaba is turning now, a star of light around. I feel the ancient future coming alive. I am the new human. I am the new earth, awakening the wisdom that has lived within since birth. Across the Nile I'm rising, beyond the fear and pain, activating golden timelines, calling my soul again. The Ascend, embody, remember, activate. Ascend, embody, light code flowing through the river, ancient stars in sacred fire, crystalline awakening, lifting higher and higher. We are the dream becoming real, a future we can finally feel. New earth rising from within, a new beginning now began. We are the new human. We are the new human. We are the new earth. We are the new earth. Carrying the frequency of heaven here on earth. High, together we are rising across the sands of time. Activating golden timelines. One heart, one soul, one light. The golden timelines. The golden timelines. Remember, activate, ascend, embody. New human, new earth. The golden timeline lives within.